So a very long time ago, we humans would settle our differences with violence. If people thought very different things, we would basically bash each other to death to solve that. We eventually grew out of that, sort of, because killing one another wasn't exactly conducive to our survival, as you can imagine. But we still needed a way to settle our differences. So nowadays, we still settle our differences by fighting. We just do it in a different way. We don't fight with weapons, but instead we fight with our words by debating and putting forth our arguments. We still fight and we settle our differences, but we do it via debate and arguments. Debate and discussion is something that's very normal. It's just a normal need that we as humans have. Otherwise, if we don't have a way to work out our differences, we just become incredibly frustrated and trapped. And there's even a chance of reverting back to our base impulses and basically going back to the old ways of bashing each other to death. So it is indeed a need that all humans have and a normal part of being human. It's very strange that I have to explain this in the current year because, but that's just the world we live in at the moment. But there are indeed people that exist that think it's inappropriate to have a debate or an argument, strangely enough. Okay, I'll tell you a true story. Once a month, we have a meeting for our local social club where we organize social events and talk about different things. And at the meeting, one of the topics was, were you spanked as a child? And what do you think of spanking? ? And needless to say, there was quite a bit of debate about that. It was a normal debate with arguments and rebuttals. We had some very good points from a professional NT psychiatrist that visits our group sometimes to offer advice and whatnot, because he's a good person. But what really surprised me was the reactions to the debate and the reactions towards the psychiatrist. One person didn't want to speak on the topic. Instead, he just said the word scary at the end of the debate. Except there wasn't anything even remotely frightening about the debate, yet he interpreted it as something scary. After the meeting, though, some of us went to the shops to hang out and get something to eat, as you do. And another person talks to me about the meeting, and he actually has a problem with the debate and thought the psychiatrist was being inappropriate. He mentioned that, such and such was being aggressive during the debate and thought that it wasn't okay. Which it certainly wasn't. He wasn't being aggressive at all. So I try my best to explain to him that the psychiatrist wasn't being aggressive at all and that it was just what a normal debate looks like, but it didn't really seem to register. That guy still believes wholeheartedly that he was being aggressive and inappropriate. And then he mentioned, such and such was being argumentative, except the word argumentative was used as a kind of pejorative, as if it was a bad thing. So again, I explained to him that putting forth an argument isn't a bad thing. And once again, it just didn't register with him. It was very strange to see that firsthand. It was almost like an alien had come down to Earth, not knowing anything about us, and witnessed a debate and thought that something bad was going on. Very strange. Now, I think it may be analogous to people that develop allergies, where they spend their childhood locked away indoors and aren't exposed to the world a great deal, and thus their immune system doesn't develop properly, where they later on in life develop an allergy to something that were never exposed to previously. It could very well be the case where people have never seen nor heard a normal debate before, essentially ending up as a kind of lobotomized person, where they don't have the fortitude to handle a normal debate when they do come across one. Yeah, looking back at all the times that people had a problem with my normal speech, it does seem to be the missing piece of the puzzle here. And that is that they're essentially lobotomized. So before people would postulate as to why I've been censored and kicked out of so many places, saying, oh, the common denominator is you. You're the one getting kicked. Therefore, it's your fault that it happens. Well, no, the common denominator here are these lobotomized people that don't have the testicular fortitude to withstand normal speech and debate. Yeah, Paula Jessup even did the same line, accusing me of being aggressive and calling my arguments the behavior. And it's eerily similar to what I witnessed after the last meeting. And don't get me wrong, it's definitely not an excuse for their grotesque censorship and our abuse and the abuse of our rights. They're absolutely accountable and in the wrong, yeah, and their shortcomings are absolutely no excuse for it. But, you know, looking back, there are just so many examples of it. One such example is my stock standard response to trigger warnings. And one time, right, someone issued one of these trigger warnings saying, oh, trigger warning, guys, emotional abuse. And my response to that is usually, you don't have to give me a trigger warning. I'm not going to slit my wrists after hearing your tale. Yeah. And the kid was like, oh, where did that come from? Yeah. Yeah. In fact, the admin actually used that phrase to pretend that I was a troll and kick me for it. Or you have people like Johnston, where I post one of my videos where I debate something and it gets taken down as if it was the most horrid video he's ever seen. Or the Wrong Planet incident, where I debate someone's stupid idea and someone basically private messages a bunch of moderators and makes up some lies about me. And amazingly enough, a moderator came over and banned me just for debating an idea. I thought that perhaps they didn't read through the thread and just took this lying asshole's word on it. But looking back, that admin could very well have been lobotomized. Or when Hannah Riedel posted a comment on one of my videos saying something like, oh, who are you, the National Enquirer for the community? And I remember thinking just how stupid it was to say something like that. Because, well, everyone is allowed to criticize things. It's just normal for people to do that. And I thought it was quite stupid because it's essentially saying that it's inappropriate for people to do that. But then, her stupid comment got all these upvotes on it, and which was pretty shocking to witness that. There are just so many examples of it looking back. Now, how would you go about trying to fix this disorder that these people have? I honestly don't know. It may very well be a case where they're permanently damaged for life. Or perhaps it could be solved by gently introducing them to normal debates and discussions. But even then, I'm not so sure that that will work, because another question to ask would be, would they even be willing to recognize that they have a problem? They could constantly pretend that normal debate and discussion is something inappropriate. They're actually incredibly intransigent about it, and absolutely convinced that the problem is just everyone else, to the point of delusion. And this is despite all the evidence showing exactly what happened. So when people wonder if it's possible to repair and heal these lobotomized people, to restore some sort of normalcy, so that they have the fortitude to withstand normal speech and debates, it doesn't even appear to be possible in most cases. Well, from my point of view, at least, for the reasons that I've stated, which is unfortunate for everyone else, really, because it's everyone else that has to deal with having these people around, where they have no issue with going about shutting down normal speech. And those are my thoughts on that. So I'll see you guys later.